Hey guys, and what's going on? My name is Bram, and today I will be guiding you through yet another Flutter SDK project. Now, the application that we will be making will run seamlessly on both Android and iOS with a single codebase. Also, we will be focusing on stateless widgets, which are basically widgets without a state. So, for example, let's say that I have some text widget, and every time the time changes, my state gets updated and my text gets updated. Now, with stateless widgets, you cannot access the state, so you cannot change the state, so your text will never update. So they're basically static widgets. Now, also, if you are completely new to Flutter, I invite you to go and look up my Hello World tutorial for Flutter SDK. It's really slow, it's really basic, and yeah, if you guys have prior experience, feel free to just hang around. This video will be a little bit more fast-paced. Cool. So let's just start off by creating a new Flutter project. So open your terminal or command prompt, cd into your desired location, and just type flutter create, and we will be creating an application with the name of, let's be original, let's call it tutorial or something. Awesome. Now I will be using Visual Studio Code, but of course feel free to use any other text editor or code editor. Okay, so this should only take a moment. Cool. Let's now open that project. It's called tutorial. And just like in our previous tutorial, we will only be coding in the main.dart file. So let's start off by deleting all of the code because we really want to get a grasp of what is going on with the code. So let's delete all of that, and let's start off by importing our necessary widgets by typing import package, and we will be importing the Flutter material package. Cool. Let's now write our main function, void main, and our run app function. Now, in our previous tutorial, we only wrote code in our run app function. Now we'll be dividing it into different classes so we can reuse our code, which is pretty cool. So let's start off by adding our widget in run app. So we will be adding a material app, material app widget to run app. And what a material app is, what the widget is, it is basically a group of widgets with a standard material look. So I don't know if I explained that completely correct, so be sure to check out the docs, but it's the way to go for material apps. So awesome, cool. We can now make something appear on the screen. So the material app widget has a home property, and we can give it a widget. Let's just give it something like a new text widget and type something in there. And let's now run our app. So this could take a moment, so I'm just gonna skip through this process and I'll be back with you guys in a second. Okay, awesome. So our app is fully loaded on our emulator right now. Also, feel free to use an iPhone simulator or a real device. Just do Flutter run and it will work. So I actually made a little mistake over here. I typed Flutter run, but I wasn't actually in my directory. So be sure to cd your project first. So cool. We've got something on the screen right now. It's not pretty, but it's something. So let's start off by making our first stateless widgets. I'm gonna call my first state widget something like my stateless widget. It actually doesn't make a difference. So call it whatever you would like, and it's gonna extend the stateful widget class. Now we need to override a function called build, and it has a return type of widget, and it has the arguments build context. It has an argument build context, and we're gonna pass that right in there. So basically, if you don't understand what exactly this is, don't worry too much about it, because it really doesn't, it's pretty much just boilerplate. And actually also I made a little mistake. This should be a stateless widget, of course. So like I was saying, if you don't completely understand why all of this is like it is, it's just boilerplate, so just try to memorize it, and you'll be good. So right now we can start by making our widgets. So let's start by returning it, and we're gonna make a scaffold widget. Cool. So a scaffold widget is basically some sort of layout, some sort of material layout on which we can work. So it will provide functionality for an app bar and a body of an application, all of that stuff. So it's basically just a convenient way to lay out your material design app. Now let's actually show our stateless widgets on the screen right now, because this is enough to be a complete stateless widget. So let's type new my stateless widget, just like the name of the widget. Let's save that and rerun. Cool. So the scaffold widget basically just gives us that white material look. It's just a white screen, but you get the point. Now, like I said, the scaffold provides some properties, some functionality for example, app bars. So let's make an app bar. And this app bar widget takes a title. And this title takes another widget, which is a text widget. Cool. So right now we could type something like stateful widgets, stateless widgets. I'm sorry, I'm confused. Let's rerun, and with a minimal amount of code, we've got something pretty cool over here actually. Awesome. So let's now go on with filling the body, and the body is pretty much just everything under the app bar for now. So let's say body, and the body will take a widget, and we will just pass it a container. Awesome. Now we're using a container because the container provides functionality for padding, which is pretty awesome. But we're just gonna skip the padding for now, and we're gonna give it a child, and that child is going to be a column. Now a column is pretty much what it said it is. It's pretty much what you would expect a column to be. So it would just take some children and display them underneath each other. So like I said, it takes multiple children, so it's not just a child anymore, it's called children. And those children will be of type widget, and they will be in an array. So this is how you would write that out. Now I could add as many children as I would like, so I could say something like new text, hey, comma, new text, my name, and then new text is brown. Cool. So if we refresh our app right now, we should be getting those text widgets underneath each other. Awesome. Now we would like to have some cards over here with a specific layout. So let's make that specific layout for that card in another widget, in another class that we can make, and let's call that class my card. And once again, it's going to extend the stateless widgets. Awesome. Now over here you can notice that we have not specified a constructor. So basically with Dart, if you do not specify a constructor, Dart will provide one for you. So that's pretty convenient. For my card, we are going to add a constructor. and a constructor in Dart looks something like this. So if you have never worked with Dart, be sure to check out how exactly constructors work with Dart, because it's a little bit weird at first, but it's pretty easy to get used to. So we're gonna have a class variable called title and icon. So let's make those. And final widget icon. Cool. So basically what we are doing over here is we are saying we would like a title and an icon when you make this myCard object. And the this, prepending this variable name, is pretty much saying, okay, so whenever you make a new object, a new instance of myCard, automatically assign the title to this title, so that refers to this. Awesome. So if you need more information, I refer to the docs of Dart. They're pretty easy to follow, so be sure to check those out. Now, our myCard is not gonna be useful right now. It's actually gonna spit out an error because we haven't overridden the build method yet. So let's do that again. So you're gonna be doing this a lot because it's the basic building blocks for building larger applications with Flutter. So be sure to get used to this kind of syntax or this kind of typing out your code. Just try to memorize it. Awesome. So let's once again return a container. We're once again using a container because it's convenient for padding. Now the child is going to be a card because we actually want a card, of course. And that card is going to have a child, which is going to be a column, because in the child we want multiple items underneath each other. Awesome. So let's now type out our children. So children widgets, widgets. And now we can start typing out our widgets in our cards. So let's make a new text widget, which is going to be something like I love Flutter. And our second widget in this column is going to be a, let's say, an icon, just like in the example. And it's going to be a favorite icon. Awesome. So if you need more information about which icons are available, this is pretty much just the material design icon pack. So be sure to check it out. It's on the Google official webpage, so it should be pretty easy to find. I'll put a link down below if I don't forget. If I do forget, just get mad on me in the comments below and I'll try to help you, of course. Cool. So note that we are not using this title and icon thing yet. We'll get back to that in a second, but let's first try to render out our, let's first try to use our new widget in our stateless widget. Awesome. So let's create a new instance of it, a new card, and note that I'm not using the arguments quite yet. Let's make multiple of them. And let's just run our app. Awesome. So we got some pretty good looking cards right now. They're not quite centered yet and they're not stretching out over the complete width. But we can fix that. And they all look the same because we haven't gotten to the part where we use our title and icon parameters yet. So let's first of all try to get these cards to stretch across the screen. So to do that, we can basically go to our column, and the column has a property called cross-axis alignment, and you can basically do something like cross-axis alignment dot stretch. And what it's basically going to do is it's going to stretch on the cross axis. So the cross axis for a column is going to be the width, and the cross axis for a row is going to be the height. And you know, the normal axis for a column is going to be the height, and the normal axis for a row will be the width. Cool. So if we run this app right now, we should be getting some full width cards. Awesome. Looking pretty good. Now, let's go back to our My Card widget. So we've got our two arguments right here, our two class variables. Now let's try to use those. So to use those, we can, because these are already initialized objects, already initialized widgets. So we can pretty much just do something like this dot title and this dot icon, because these are predefined. Of course, if you have to predefine them in your whenever you create a new instance of these objects. So let's do that right now. So we want a title and we want an icon. For the title, we're just going to say something like new text. And for this card, let's just try to copy this card. So let's say I love Flutter. And for the icon, let's make a new icon and make it icons.favorite again. Awesome. Now let's get a little bit creative for the other cards. So our title is going to be something like I love donuts or something. Oops, I love donuts. Awesome. And the icon is going to be a donut. So yeah, the material icon spec has a donut icon. So cool. And for our last card, we're just gonna say title, no text. Let's type I see you. Let's make this a little bit creepy. And let's also give this an icon. And the icon is going to be a visibility icon. Awesome. So right now we should be able to run our app, and all of our cards should be different. Awesome. So now we basically got we've written out this layout, this template for a card, and we can reuse it as much as we want throughout our app. So that's pretty awesome. Now let's add some padding, because I don't like the padding to the left and to the right. And I also think that those cards should be a little bit more separated. So let's go to our container, or actually, yeah, let's go to our container, and let's say something like padding, new edge insists all, and be sure to make this a double, because integers won't work. Cool. Let's rerun, and we're getting some more padding to the top of our upper card, and also some more padding to the left and to the right. So let's actually up this a little bit more. Awesome. So let's now try to add some more padding underneath the cards. So to do that, we just go to the card container in our My Card class, and we're gonna do something like padding, new edge, and we're gonna do edge insists only, because we only want padding to the bottom. So let's type bottom, and let's say 20.0. Let's refresh. Awesome. So I also want some padding between the top of our text and our card and the bottom of our icon and our card. So to do that, we can simply to do that. How are we going to do that? Let's take a look. Okay, so to do that, we actually need a new container. So let's make the child of our card a new container. Okay, cool. And the child of our new container is going to be the column. So now we can add some padding, and the padding is going to be edge insists, new edge insists all, and let's say 20.0. Awesome. Perhaps it's a little bit too much, so let's go to 15 or perhaps even 10. Cool, so that's basically the application for today. I'm also going to show you guys how to give some color to the icons and to the text. But, you know, if you already think like, I know enough, feel free to leave. But for those who are still watching, I'll be covering that right now. So let's go to where we define our icons. And the icon widget has a, let's also up the size actually. So the icon widget has a property called size. So let's make this something like 40. Let's take a look how that looks. Looks pretty good. I'm sorry, looks pretty good. Let's do that for all of our icons. And refresh. Let's now change the color. So we also got a color property for icons. Colors dot, let's give this a red accent. Let's give this a nice, what colors do donuts have? Let's just give it a brown color, so brown. And I've got blue eyes, so let's just give this a blue color. Awesome. So if you refresh this, you should be able to see the colors change. Awesome. So the only thing that I want to do, the only other thing I want to do right now is to change the font size and perhaps even make this bold. So let's do that right now. So the text widget has a style property, and you can make a new text style. I thought it was text style widgets. And this text style widget has a font size, and we can make this something like 20. Let's refresh. Awesome. Now allow me to make this a little bit more clear for you guys because it's kind of a mess. So oops. Okay, awesome. So I basically just indented everything a little bit more so you guys can see clearly what's going on. So the text size is a little bit bigger. Let's perhaps make it even a little bit bigger than that. And let's just do that for the other cards as well. Awesome. Let's take a look. One more to go. Cool. So we're basically done right now. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it wasn't too long. I tried to keep it as short as possible, but you know, feel free to give me any criticism in the comments down below. I'm sure you guys have some. And if you guys have any questions, also feel free to ask them down in the comments below. I'll be glad to help you guys. Also, one last request: if you guys have any requests for upcoming tutorials for Flutter, also put them down in the comments below, because you know, I would love to show you guys how Flutter works, but you know, it's kind of, I can make it a lot of applications, but you guys want to see me making those applications, so it's kind of a two-way thing. Really hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.